This is Dr. Raj Lakshmi Darbari. I'm now going to talk to you about why Pakistan must let go of Jammu and Kashmir. This is a very serious topic, and in the first episode, I explained to you that Raja Hari Singh had signed the accession. He signed the instrument of accession to India, so that should be respected. Then we came down to the Independence Act of 1947, that was a legislation passed in the British Parliament, which stated that all the princely states are completely independent to join India or Pakistan or remain independent. This was a right given to them. And the third thing we found in the third episode was that Raja Hari Singh and Gulab Singh, who he inherited it from, he had bought the land by paying 75 lakh rupees to the British Empire. So now the land belongs to him. So what happens next is Pakistan has not, they've not done, they've not honored any of these legislations or rules and regulations. So now what is the next part that really applies to this whole thing? We have come across the word ut Posidatus juris. Now what does that mean? It is used in international law to refer to the principle that territory and property are held by a state that occupies them unless otherwise agreed upon. Now, this was an international law. Now, what happens here? It is a method of establishing international boundaries based on anterior legal divisions. Everything is legal here. It states very simply, ut Posidatus juris. It provides that states emerging from decolonization shall presumptively inherit the colonial administrative borders that they held at the time of independence. The new states may be able to modify the old borders by mutual agreement with their neighbors. Later, this principle was extended to the newly independent African states, and it has been applied to the dissolution of Yugoslavia and the Soviet Union. So Pakistan has to respect some kind of law. I mean, if everything is legal, land is land. Today, India and Pakistan, if I had to join India or Pakistan, I would join India. Why? Because India is very huge. And I'm sure Raja Hari Singh must have thought the same way. I don't think he thought about being Hindu Muslim, but obviously would like to join India and not Pakistan. Because Pakistan is very small compared to India. Now, this is very logical. So, therefore, the Pakistanis just keep thinking only on one point, that if it was a densely populated Muslim area of 70% Muslims and 30% Indians, then the land or that state or Jammu and Kashmir should go to Pakistan. That argument does not hold legally. And the third point is, which we come across now, is that when India and Pakistan were divided, the armies also got divided. So half the army, or let's say the Muslims, mostly went to Pakistan, and the others went to India. Now, Raja Hari Singh, if the army went to Pakistan and India, then Raja Hari Singh didn't have an army. So now we are hearing that in the past history, that there were some tribes, Lakshar tribes or some tribes that attacked that part of Jammu, and they occupied that land, or there was some dispute. But later on, we are finding a lot of evidence that the Pakistani army was there. So that is a little bit unfair, that the Pakistani army has an army and it sends in their people to go and attack Jammu and Kashmir. Was it right? It was wrong. And legally, everything is wrong. So whatever the forefathers of Pakistan or the Pakistanis or their leaders did, if the Pakistani people realize today that it is wrong, then it is wrong. And they have wasted so much of time in life just trying to grab that small piece of land, which is really not worth it. And legally, it does not belong to Pakistan. So that is why Pakistan must let go of Jammu and Kashmir. Now just look at it. What are they doing today? They are training terrorists. What kind of terrorists they're training? That has become a profession. and how much of money they're spending on training terrorists. Is that right? I mean, would you like to become a terrorist, or would you like to spread peace and love in the world? And the money that they're getting, this I'm going to talk about in episode 5. It's very, very important. Where are they getting the finances from? Who's financing them to create the terrorism? Because today, Pakistan economy is absolutely down, and there's a lot of unemployment, and wherever people are going, they are, if especially if a Muslim is outside, and a lot of people in the world are looking at them, at that Muslim. Sorry, I got a little disturbance from my cat. What I was talking about, that when the Muslims, when people outside meet any Muslim, in their mind is going, is he a terrorist? Is he Pakistani? Who is he? And you know what? This is a terrible, terrible feeling that we all get, Indians get. And why do we Indians feel that way? We do feel for the Pakistanis in the sense we want that country to prosper. And if that country wants to prosper, it has to turn its mind, its whole, if they have to forget about the past or what their forefathers did, completely blank out on it, and put all their energy and vitality into creating a very beautiful country, Pakistan. And it can, and India will be helping them. Every country in the world will be helping them if they just stop training terrorism and stop thinking that terrorists, by creating terrorists, they will be attracting the people's attention. No, they're not. They're attracting the people's hatred, and that is the worst way to live. I want you to hear what Mr. Aman Mir, he's a lawyer in Gujarat, and he also had the same feelings that, gosh, we all wish that the Pakistanis would concentrate on developing the nations and ask India for their help, ask the world for their help. And what's going to happen then after that? We both our countries will prosper. And why we actually feel that way is because Pakistanis were originally of Indian origin. So obviously there is some affinity somewhere, and our advice, where the people are trying to get together to give the same advice to the Pakistanis, and we hope our message reaches them. Thank you. I'll put on Aman Mir now.
The Kashmir conflict has been a major point of tension between India and Pakistan since the 1947 partition of British India. At the time, princely states had to choose between joining India or Pakistan. Jammu and Kashmir, despite being Muslim majority, was ruled by Maharaja Hari Singh, who initially wanted independence. But after tribal militias from Pakistan invaded, he signed the instrument of accession, legally aligning the state with India. This accession, recognized under international law, was contested by Pakistan, arguing that the region's Muslim identity meant it should naturally belong to them. A war followed, ending in a UN ceasefire, the creation of the line of control. UN resolutions called for a plebiscite, but disagreements have kept that from happening, unfortunately. Legally, the principle of uti Posidatus juris supports the status quo, reinforcing India's control. Meanwhile, Pakistan's focus on Kashmir has come at a high cost. Heavy military spending diverts resources from education, healthcare, and infrastructure. The conflict scars of investors and tourists, limiting Pakistan's growth. In contrast, India has continued investing in development and governance in Jammu and Kashmir despite security challenges. Pakistan's support for cross-border militancy further damages peace prospects and benefits outside powers like China, which uses the dispute to boost its regional influence. For Pakistan, shifting focus to domestic priorities like economic development and poverty reduction could bring real progress. But this would require strong leadership to shift public sentiment given Kashmir's emotional weight in Pakistan. Ultimately, peace and stability in the region depend on Pakistan.
Word ut Posidatus juris is used in international law. It refers to the principle that territory and property held by a state that occupies them unless otherwise agreed upon. Ut Posidatus juris simply states that states emerging from decolonization shall presumptively inherit the colonial administrative borders that they held at the time of independence. And therefore, Jammu and Kashmir belongs to India. This is the book called The Administrator. It is written by Sheila Darbari, Dr. Raj Darbari, and Dr. Janice Darbari. It is available on Kindle. For the hard copy, kindly email to rajlakshmidarbari@gmail.com with your name, telephone, and address.